Welcome, students, to the part 2 of the chapter People as Resource, Class 9. We have understood few concepts of the chapter in part 1, that what do you understand by human capital, the sectors of the economy as primary, secondary, and tertiary, and some more related concepts. So let us start with the part 2. What are the determinants to assess the quality of population? That means through what criterias we can judge that what kind of population is living in a country. Literacy rate, health of a person, skill formation acquired by the people of the country. If we find all these three in good state, that means definitely the country is either developing or developed. If these indicators are poor, so definitely the country is also underdeveloped. Role of education in human resource development. Definitely it produces skilled and trained workers, increases national income, and helps in efficient governance. It modernizes attitude, social setup, and interaction among the people. Let us check what government has done for this. They have launched Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan to provide elementary education free of cost for the age group of 6 to 14 years. And it has been done with the partnership of state, local government and the community. And its main aim is universalization of elementary education in India. And especially midday meal schemes have been implemented so that it encourages more of children attending the school, and secondly this also will improve their nutritional and health status. Now let us see what is the role of health in human capital formation. See, let us take example first. If a person is having a very good post in a multinational company and he is earning 2 lakh rupees per month, he is a skilled personnel and of course he is a human capital or a asset. But suddenly he experiences some health issues, say for example a paralytic attack. So now he is not able to continue with his regular work or routine work every day the way he used to. So now he will not be able to join his job in a way he was performing few days back. So he will not be able to earn the same amount of money or will not be able to enjoy life socially as he used to beforehand. So from here we can see and check that health is very important in the formation of human capital or its retention. Let us see. Only a healthy person can justify his work. An unhealthy person is a liability on his family and society. Health improves quality of life and adds years to the human resource. A healthy person realizes his potential and abilities. Some related concepts to understand how we can assess the quality of population. If a country is having all these indicators as good one, so definitely the country is having a good quality population. But if these indicators are poor, so definitely the country is not of good status of human capital. For example, birth rate. The number of live births per thousand in an area is called a birth rate. Death rate. The number of deaths per thousand in an area is called death rate. Life expectancy. The average number of years to be lived by a group of people born in the same year is called life expectancy. Infant mortality rate is the rate of a death of a child under 1 year of age. That means that child is not able to see his first birthday. This is the next topic of the chapter, types of unemployment in India. Let us check first the definition. Unemployment. Unemployment is the condition when people who are willing to work on all the going wages and cannot find job. That means they are willing to work on the prevailing market wages, but they are not able to get the job. The nature of unemployment differs as educated unemployment. It is said to exist when educated youth are unable to find suitable jobs, and usually it is in urban areas. Seasonal unemployment. In it, people are not able to find jobs in a few months of a year or a period of patch of a year. It usually occurs in rural areas and mostly in people those who are dependent on agriculture. Disguised unemployment. In this, people appear to be employed, but they do not add to the productivity and income of that country. For example, let us understand through it. There is a piece of land, and if a joint family is cropping up that area, say 15 members of the family are working on it. But if we check that 5 members of them are removed, then also the status of harvest is same. They gain the same amount of crop production. That means there was no requirement of those 5 extra people. So they were just appearing to be employed but were not required. So they did not make any difference in the income of those people. So definitely from here we understand disguised means that you are appearing to be somebody else. So from here we must understand disguised unemployment means when we appear to be employed but we are not adding any value to the person or the production through this employment. What happens if there is a lot of unemployment? It leads to wastage of human resource. People who are assets of the economy become a liability. That means people, if they are human resource and of good quality, they will develop new skills, they will go for researches, inventions, discoveries. But if they are not, so definitely government will have to give them free rations, they'll be poor, and everything has to be given as aid, and they will not be able to develop for even themselves. There is a feeling of hopelessness and despair. It is a great social waste. Unemployment tends to increase economic overload. The quality of life of an individual as well as the society decreases. Unemployment is an indication of depressed economy. Let us check how we can solve these problems. And we can solve these problems if we remove or reduce unemployment. And how we can do that? By giving technical education, then reducing the dependence on agriculture and using modern methods so that less of a probability is there that they produce very less harvest or they are not able to pay back their loans. So if they enjoy with good modern methods of agriculture, definitely they will have a good harvest and good income. Vocational education should be encouraged at the school level. Emphasis should be laid on skill development. It is very, very important. Like we have now introduced with some of the courses of mobile repair and all these things should be increased, and number of fields should be increased, and they should be brought down to the school level so that they should understand the basics of those field areas from the very beginning. So here we end the chapter part 2 of people as resource. I hope you have understood all the concepts and have a nice day.